It's now time.
I'm so excited.
Oh no! I actually love you, but what?
Oh, it's so wrong. I gotta go. I got something new. Not as exciting as this. I'll tell you that right now, but.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, people of the internet, the people who are listening to us through computer waves and phone waves and radio waves. My name is William West, the best. With the vest? Y'all like that intro? I like the intro. And with me, as always, is the kind and courteous Josh Elliott Pickle. Now, Josh, what is around your neck?
A buff. I like wearing buffs. I try to switch it up every single episode. I would like to start wearing the buffs that I have. I know that I have a whole bunch of them, but I keep them in my display at home. I don't really like to take them out of their buff cuff, as I would call them. But
Buff cuff.
yeah, I do love Survivor buffs. I collect a whole bunch of them. It's my favorite thing about Survivor, pretty much, is the buffs.
Looks like a Cleopa buff from San Juan del Sur.
I was thinking it's a little bit more of a Palau kind of style of buff. It's a little bit camouflage. I do like camouflage. I
was going to say, colors-wise, it looked nothing like Palau, because Palau had like dark blue and brown.
This is like
really
kind of like a camouflage.
It kind of looks like it looks like the Gaia buff from or not Gaia, the merge buff from 43, which prettiest tribe color, by the way.
Honestly, I like that turquoise kind of color for a buff. I thought it's pretty. It actually took me a really long time to find that one when I wanted it for my collection. But it is a pretty blue. It is a pretty blue.
Oh yeah. Speaking of pretty blues, Survivor 49 episode 4. There's some pretty blues. The water was pretty, as Rizzo pointed out. Not like the water in the Hudson. Which I've been to the Hudson.
I honestly thought that was a funny reference. I thought that was pretty funny. If anybody knows the Hudson River, it is pretty nasty.
I've actually never been, but maybe December when I go back to.
No, I would not recommend going for a swim that well.
All right, my fault. Next time I'm in New York, give me things to do, chat. And if no one gives me anything, then I'm going to the Hudson. I'm going to set up an IRL Stockwatch.
Yeah, they might need to keep you in quarantine for a couple weeks after that one. Well,
I get immune disease. Diana did a polar bear plunge in the Hudson. So I don't. Is it better or worse than the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, though? That's the question. Because the Inner Harbor is pretty rank. I won't lie. Anywho, next time. We're getting distracted. Josh, how did you enjoy the 4th episode, the 4th series, the 4th part of the saga that is Survivor Season 49?
So what I will say was I did feel that this episode was very, very predictable. I think the sneak peek from last episode really set this one up well. And it kind of kept on to what it was already trying to tell us, that Matt was going to be a big threat for this episode. But when you looked at the dynamics, I mean, Matt and Jason were both at the bottom. The thing that there was some iffy gameplay I will get to with one of those. But I am really, really happy that we got to see a little bit more of other players. I mean,
yes,
I'm talking like specifically, we got to see a pretty big episode for Sage. Sage got a lot more of her personality shown this episode and what people were thinking about with her. And Shannon, people are starting to see through it. People are starting to see through Shannon. And I don't think Shannon's doing it I don't think she's doing it purposely. But I think it is being seen as gameplay, and people are recognizing that it's being used specifically for game rather than.
Yeah. I mean, I even think it goes one step beyond that, but real quick, Matt going was so telegraphed. I agree to an extent. There was a part of me that thought it could have been Jason just because, like, Survivor will switch it up sometimes, but then I got to Tribal Council, and I thought Jason held his own pretty well. And I thought Jason was like surprised. I don't know. I thought he rebounded okay, even though I don't like his I'm going to play the shot in the dark. We'll get to Jason. But the thing about Shannon and Sage I'd like to mention too, I've always appreciated how aware Sage has been in this game. Like, Sage is surprisingly playing a really, really good game. We haven't talked about it much because Sage has gotten nothing in the edit. I don't mean she's playing.
That's actually a really good point. I was thinking about it just now, that is a really good point. Sage is playing a pretty good game, despite the confessionals.
Yeah, like I don't think she has a lot of power or control, but she has no reason. I see. Sage.
Yeah, I was literally, that was my reaction when I was looking at that. Jay, I think you spot on. When I saw her confessional this episode, it was giving Carolyn.
Just like Carolyn too, like a player that admittedly we might have written off near the beginning. Like when I saw the premiere of 44, I'm like, Carolyn is definitely the personality hire, someone who's not going to be the most strategic, but like a fun presence throughout the season.
Yeah. Just
like Sage, I thought she was going to just kind of give weird backdrops and like, you know, she still is. The blackheads, we won't defend that. That's nasty. Straight up. Sorry, Sage. Love you though. But I've appreciated just how socially aware she's been. And I think her only pitfall has been telling Shannon about her concerns. But even then, you have to tell somebody and take a risk somewhere down the line. Yeah. It's just her lack of screen time. But she could also have Genevieve upside, where maybe not the winner, but first 3 episodes, really slow, nothing going on whatsoever, just strictly edit. And then, you know, something happens or there's a swap or Rome or Keyshawn goes and all of a sudden, bam, surgence in popularity. And Jay even says Sage versus Shannon's going to be a fun watch. I agree. I like Shannon a lot. I think Shannon's been playing a coach South Pacific style game. I'm not original for thinking that. I've been seeing it a lot on Instagram and Twitter and Reddit. And South Pacific is my favorite season. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Coach again. I mean, that is another good point too, right, Josh? Do you agree with what Sage says from time to time?
I think that her awareness is there. I don't know if I agree with what she would say. I don't think Sage is in a great spot too. I mean, she's playing a good game, but like, where are these alliances that people actually want to work with Sage? I think this is the opportunity to make those alliances, make those connections. But I'm really having a hard time trying to see where this is going to go. I feel like this is just going to be a 2.0 situation with the tribes. That's what people are going to look at when it comes to the merge. And the people that are the floaters in the minority are just going to jump onto the majority of the other tribe. So let's say hypothetically Sage goes next. Shannon's obviously going to jump onto the Uli on the other tribe. And let's say Jason survives up until the merge. Jason's just going to run back. But I really have a lot to say about Jason and Matt. But I don't want to jump into that too early.
That's fair. But do you know what we can jump into? We can jump into the stocks, I think. We could start with, as well, our boy Matthias. Poor Matt. Never really stood a chance in this world. I don't know. I kind of thought he had the right ideas trying to take out Nate. I disagreed with the why. I don't think Nate was the biggest threat, but I thought he had sound logic talking to Jawan. And I think Jawan leaving the conversation, laughing at Matt for trying to play the game when Jawan was theoretically on the bottom of Uli. It kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. I don't blame Jawan for voting out Matt, but it's still like, understand your positioning a little better. But I don't know. He kind of started strong and then tailed off and tapered off near the end.
Jawan he didn't see those lines drawn in the sand, so I don't think he knows yet that these players have created something stronger that doesn't include him. When it comes to Matt, my real big issue is the information that you're relaying to people. You are on a tribe swap, and the first time that you bring up a really big part of your life, which is of your career path, I think that was pretty big, especially when you're working with a whole new tribe that's already, built those connections for a week, and you're now giving information that's more firepower, more ammunition for them to use.
Yeah.
I think Matt was a little messy this game. I have to be honest. Not game. I should say this episode. I think Matt was a little messy this episode.
I would say game.
You would say game too?
I think because I go back to him
Yeah,
going to MC about his alliance with Steven and Christina, and he made it seem and made it very apparent that MC was always going to be the fourth, because he was kind of like, we've already been talking, the group's there, we would love to have you, which signals that, and I think that's why MC went to Sophie as well, because obviously MC and Steven had that connection that we didn't know at the time, but Matt would tell something to someone and then they would immediately give that information away. But I don't know. I agree, Jay. Bring back Matt and Brad Reese.
Yeah.
41. I want to see Brad again. But I don't know. I kind of felt bad. I thought Matt on another season, in another time, in another era, would be a lot better and might have went a lot farther than 14th. And yeah, I don't blame Juwan for not taking up Matt's offer, but he could have been done a lot. Yeah. I mean, Juwan didn't know that at the time, I don't think. And the 3-2-2 is really narrow margin. I believe it's a 3-2-2. Is extremely narrow for a vote for the pre-merge to, annoy your OG tribe mates when you have no reason to. I don't blame Juwan for what he did. I just don't like how confident he was, because I thought that was framed in a negative light. But we'll get to Juwan when we get to Juwan. Is there anything left to really say about Matt? I
think there was a lot of big slip-ups. You can't give up information when you're on a tribe swap that easily, especially when it pertains to you. It's like telling people on a tribe swap, oh, well, nobody asked if I was a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. I feel like that's like a job occupation that gets a really bad rep in a game of Survivor. So anything that revolves around you having a career that already has money, I think people are going to use that against you when it comes to a game like this.
Yeah, 100%. And it kind of makes me sad, because I hate the idea of Survivor players always lying about their careers, because there's so many like lawyers and people with careers to lie about that every season it's the same. Like, I want to hide the fact that I'm a lawyer, like we saw in 45. And each time I want to be like, guys, it doesn't matter. There's a lawyer every season, and half the time they get voted out pre-merge anyways. It really doesn't. But each time, every time it gets brought up, everyone's like, this is...
You say that as the winner of season 48 was a lawyer.
Yeah. I'll say that. And then I also think of, he's not a lawyer, but the professional poker player from Cagayan, Garrett. One of the worst players.
Oh, wow.
Hannah Rose was also a lawyer. Fun fact. They just didn't...
That I didn't know.
Nah, I lied.
Oh,
I believe that, though. That'd be insane. I could see it.
Yeah.
Speaking of things you can see, I don't see Sophie winning the game of Survivor 49, which sucks.
I mean, she's still not been very strong in this edit, and you would usually see that from a winner. Like, we're 4 episodes in, and we don't have that many confessionals from Sophie. And the one moment that we got this episode of Sophie was Sophie complaining about the reward, which honestly I thought was pretty funny. Because you're on that island, you're thinking, there's probably papaya here, or just who wants fruit? Fruit isn't fulfilling. I mean, does Sophie have a point?
Okay.
Like,
So-
should we throw away the reward? Should we bring back the sanctuaries? Bring back the volcano visits where you can have a picnic on the volcano?
Bring back going to the Great Barrier Reef and breaking laws in Australia.
What happened to like those challenges where we got the spa? I want like take 4 people on the spa. Like
No.
the spa trip.
No, Survivor rewards have always been really, really bad throughout all of history. And you know what?
What about the car ones?
Okay, they cursed people.
I think single-handedly the best reward Survivor has ever had, in my opinion, that doesn't involve anything money related, has to have been the Palau car. That candy red Apple car. I
forgot
still think about that.
Pull out. I think about the time in Guatemala where they brought 5 cars out and they told I forgot her name.
No one's gonna get a car.
Yeah, I told I forgot her name, but it was the one girl from Guatemala, not Lydia or Danny. And they were like,
I know who
hey,
you're talking about.
but I think back to Survivor Borneo where they had a whole challenge where the reward was 1 beer. 1 whole beer that you could drink in the hot Borneo sun, which then got scrapped and canceled because the players protested it and revolted. Now, the question is, why is Sophie having such a colossally bad edit? Because a little fun fact, Nicole, the first boot, has more confessionals and more screen time than Sophie S right now. Did you know that?
Is that an actual fact?
Yes. Nicole has 5 confessionals.
Wow.
Sophie has 4. Total.
So Sophie is getting the Chrissy edit from last season, just non-existent.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay. Well, I mean, I can't really think of where Sophie's trajectory is. So, like, I mean, it's really hard to rank. So,
Yeah.
one person just a little bit lower than Sophie. I always put the lowest person as the person on the bottom who just went to tribal right when a tribe is created. So that's why Sophie wouldn't be a little bit lower for me.
I was going to say, too, I bring that up because I think there is a small theory where, like, Sophie somewhere pissed off a member of production. I don't think just from the reward challenge. I think maybe something else. Maybe there is something happened or production or a twist or an advantage where Sophie's like, this sucks. Or I honestly expected her to like be a medevac of like the Randon style.
Wow.
And yeah, I agree. She's getting the Heather edit. Just a purple Sophie.
Well, I don't want to go down into speculation with it, but I am curious as to why she's not getting a strong edit.
That is, yeah. Because it's so bad.
It's very dominated by like one tribe. It seems like in any scenario, you want to be like a player that's on that Uli tribe because they're getting all the spotlight. That, or you want to be one of the 2 from Kella.
You want to be Alex right now.
Like,
Alex
you
is
want to be
feeling
Alex, or you want to be Sophie.
Yeah, even Sophie though, she went back to tribal, was not feeling good.
She's gone to look. How many tribal councils has Sophie gone to? Let's count. So we got
4.
3, 4 without a vote. Nobody wants to vote out Sophie.
Which, hey, and
they're gonna
thank you again, Jay.
They're gonna let her get to the end. I'm telling you, they're gonna let Sophie get to the end.
I would love to see Sophie win.
I think
you have no idea.
They're gonna like she just keeps slithering. She's getting her way out of it.
We'll look at the Sophie, but up next we have another person who did not get a lot of screen time, but had a moment this episode. That's a little more positive than complaining about the rewards. We have Christina, which feels cruel to have her so low after like a positive episode for Christina because we got a lot of background stuff. We have the emotional package, and it was very touching. I don't want to seem heartless, but what I will say is that in terms of her overall Survivor trajectory, this episode didn't really help her chance as much because already she was coming off 2 episodes with no screen time whatsoever. And I feel like this was all done in conjunction with Shannon's storyline. And, it kind of sucks with how everything played out and how purple Christina was until this episode. But I'm still not feeling good about her overall chances, as she's still, again, one of the people with just no edit whatsoever.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I'm in the same boat here. It's really hard to see where Christina lies. Not only has she not gone to tribal council at all this season, but the people that are on this new Kella tribe, it's really hard to kind of predict where these dynamics are going. We know that MC and Steven will probably be on the top. They're in the bigger majority. They have the idol. We know nobody else has an advantage there. But I think we're going to get the same scenario when it gets there. I think we've seen only negativity from Shannon and only positivity in some lights from Sage. Steven has mentioned that he wants to work with Sage. Christina even wants to work with Sage. Maybe Sage is finding a new home in this old Hina tribe. But when it comes to Shannon, her trajectory is starting to decline rapidly. But until we see more of these votes, I think Christina is an integral part. Sorry, I said that wrong. And she's a big part of this alliance. I don't know where she lies. I think the alliance is going to get her somewhere, but at what point is someone going to target her?
Again, I just wish she had a better edit, just something that we could actually read and analyze and think of. Because on one hand, it just makes our job more fun. I like the speculation, and also B, it must be really rough to like finally make it on Survivor and just get purpled for like episodes at a time. That is legitimately my biggest fear going on to Survivor, and I have that over dying because I'm not afraid. Speaking of people who are not afraid, last on our list of like the purple people, the players who I don't think have a chance because of just a lack of screen time. I don't know why it says 10th. It's meant to be 11th, but we have Jason.
Yeah, well, this was a really, really tough episode for Jason. I would like to ask you a question, Will. Let's say you're in Jason's shoes, okay? You're on the island, and in this scenario, Savannah is trying to engage a conversation to see where you lie. And Jason's answer had to be, I want to stay tribe strong. I want to stick with my tribe. On this tribe, when you're in the minority, do you think that that's a smart move?
No.
Tell someone in a majority that?
I don't know. I think there's nuance to it. I think he can get away with it. I feel like I backseat sometimes because I'm like, here's what I would do when I'm sitting in my room, the AC, not really worrying about much. But I would try to downplay the importance of the alliance while also still being a little truthful. Like, hey, I mean, naturally feel good with Hina. Like, they are like a family to me. However, they're still the game. We haven't been to tribal yet. So I'm unsure of where my loyalties really lie with them and how much they really trust me. I think Savannah is a player who appreciates just that straightforwardness. Someone who doesn't really like a lot of the BS. I think, again, she appreciated how Jason was, because Jason was very honest and forthcoming to Savannah this episode, while Matt was more secretive about, his occupation and overall positioning on the tribe. Honestly, it wasn't until Jason doubled down with the shot in the dark play, which worked out, I will say, but I feel like there's too many worlds in which it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I'm with Jay here in the chat. I think in this scenario, when you have a 4-2-1, you need to come to that conclusion that immediately you have a majority alliance. Even if you try to get Sophie, you'd still have to get someone else to flip. It's a lot more work to do on the 2 side than for that one person to just say, hey, I can jump on with the 4 and now we're a 5, it's over. So at that point, you kind of have to come to that realization that you need to be adaptable. I think that my screaming moment at the TV was, Jason, don't tell them that you're still strong with your tribe when you're in the majority here. That means you're saying, hey, I'm the next to go. I wouldn't want to go. So I think the big thing is here, tell them that you're willing to work with them. If I was to survive this tribal council, what would a future of us two look like? Would I just be the next to go? Do you see me moving forward in the merge? I mean, I would look at it as this 2.0 tribe, this needs to be my future tribe. This is the group. Or lie to them, tell them that your connections weren't as strong on the other tribe and try and make them feel like you are a number to be scooped up. Like, there are ways to go around it, but I think preaching tribe strength when you're in a 4-2 to 1 minority, that's rough. That's really rough.
Even then, what I will say about Jason, I hate to be that guy, but again, we're 4 episodes in, and Jason just does not have a storyline whatsoever. He doesn't really have a narrative to call his own. He's just kind of existing in the game as of right now. He's been a challenge beast, but we have to really pay attention to the challenges themselves. I feel like if Jason was the winner, his edit would be a lot different, I think. Which takes me to another point I want to mention from Zan's. The hard to tell people, the people with no edits being the Mergatory boots. I don't know. I feel like Mergatory boots in seasons past, I've been checking, they usually are bigger characters or characters that were getting bigger edits, right? The only real exception I could think of that I saw so far was J Maya from 45, but she also got the idol out from Caleb and was a victim of that crazy move. But like, there's Josh Wilder from 44. Mariah had some edit going on in 46. If you knew, you knew. Rome from 47, right? Charity as well wasn't the biggest character, but I don't think she was as bad as Sophie and Christina and Jason. But I don't know. There's not really much to say about Jason because I feel like no matter what, if he goes to tribal again, I don't see how he survives.
I don't see how he survives either. I think he's already shown to. The fact that Nate has stated at tribal council that they've already welcomed in Sophie, that bing, like, you're toast, Jason. You're toast. And I don't think Jason can now go back on the fact that he said that he was willing to be tribe strong. I think he needed to make that.
Damn.
He needed to make that known before he said that. Because what if Jason was the one who came up with that and he was willing to do that? Maybe it might not be Sophie, but I think
yeah.
I don't see a path forward.
Unless he lands a shot in the dark, which at that point,
I actually predict that this tribe is going to go to tribal again, and I think they're going to vote out Jason next.
Yeah, I feel like I want to see the other tribe go to tribal so bad because
I would. Honestly, I want to see MC find the idol, and I want to see what her plans are to do with it moving forward. But I think MC right now, I'm gonna say it. I know that this is Jason's time, but I've been looking at everybody and how they compete. I don't think anybody in this game is as strong as MC. I think MC is the physical competitor of this season. I think she's a dominant beast. I think she's helped her tribe win in every single scenario. Will, you can laugh all you want.
I'm not laughing at you.
MC has come in clutch for so many immunities, so many rewards for this tribe. Like, MC is that physical competitor. I think they're showing that because I think MC is going to be the one to beat. I think MC is going to be the player to beat this season.
If MC wins the season, by the way, Josh, if MC wins, I hope you know what it means for you.
Well, this season isn't looking like it's not. I'm not saying that I think MC is going to win. Right now, I don't think she's going to win. I need to see more gameplay in order for me to move MC up. But where I'm at with this is I'm not seeing a lot of physical competitors this season. I don't see people who I'm really like, oh, this person is going to be hard to beat in immunity competitions. Like we are taking a huge step back from season 48. I think this is a season of strategy. I think the person who's going to win this season is going to be the most strategic player of season 49. I think this season is complementing players who are better at strategic aspects like the outwit and the outplay. No, maybe not outplay. Outplay goes with immunity, but like the outwit portion, I think this is a heavy season for outwit, but it's not a heavy season for outplay.
Yeah, I agree. I think it feels kind of like it feels like 48 all over again in terms of like the personalities they brought in, but in terms of like strength and how I think the rest of the season will play out, it feels like 47 again. So, I think.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I'm hopeful for more strategic maneuvering. I don't like the two-side warfare. I don't want it to be a side-by-side thing. I'm hoping and praying that like after one or two people go from Hina and Uli, that it becomes way more fluid. I'm hoping for some wheeling and dealing. I think we got some big players who want to have big personalities, and I think, sticking to one alliance the entire time, isn't deserving of such accolades. So I'm hoping for more movement from some players. That's what I'll say. I'm being very careful with how I say it.
I hear you.
I don't want to step on toes.
So Jay has a comment that says Sophie and Alex look physically capable. The only reason why I'm not including them in this sort of list is only because their tribe is lost. Every single challenge. Let me rephrase that. I would feel more comfortable stating that this is a physically competitive season if those players were winning tribes like comps. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I feel like we already have one losing tribe. We have one tribe that keeps winning. Everybody thought, at least in my head, I thought they were the losing tribe. I thought Hina was going to go out. I thought that was disaster.
MC proved you wrong as well. I was a Hina fan at first. I won't lie. I still like
Hina fan.
I want Hina to win, if nothing else than just to say screw Survivor editing.
I looked at Hina and I said, this is going to be the disaster tribe. I'm going to pick someone for my fantasy team that I feel will have the best social game. And I felt like it was going to be MC. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy.
MC is a wild pick. I won't lie.
I won't sleep on MC. I'm a big MC fan. Remember, last season was Charity. This season, MC. I'm all for MC.
So MC's the mergatory boot?
Oh, MC is gonna get that idol.
I don't know. I think Uli looked decent enough. I think like Jawan, you could tell would be like the puzzle guy. I think Nate is strong enough. I think Rizzo should have been stronger. And like Sage, Savannah, and Shannon, they all seem they seem average. They don't seem bad. I feel like they are just balanced.
Yeah.
I kind of see it, by the way.
No. MC will not be the Murgatory boot. I will not allow it.
I
will play my idol for MC.
Do you know who I think could be the Murgatory boot, though, unironically, not just as a QT transition?
Let's talk.
Let's talk about Jawan.
Ooh, I thought it was going to be a different person, but interesting. All right, so we got Jawan at 10. Jawan's in this really weird spot. Like, we know he's at the bottom of his alliance, but he's still in this majority that I think when push comes to shove, honestly, I really do see that right now they've taken in Sophie, assuming that they can just pick off Jason next. But if they lost again, I feel like Jawan might survive. just to keep the numbers. You know Jawan, but you don't know Sophie. You just met her still.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like Juwan has done more to prove that he's not very trustworthy or a person that the people in power would want to work with.
Okay.
I think there's also like I don't see Jawan going far, and I think Sophie's going far, and so I need a way to like figure that out because obviously the edit saying something doesn't mean the game is saying the other thing. But my thing with Jawan is I think that there's a good chance he goes out very soon,
Okay.
like even sooner than Sophie from the Hina Sophie S. And I think it all comes down to what the Uli tribe would want. There is a possibility where they're like, hey, we need to cut one of our numbers, especially if they go to tribal again. They're probably going to be like, we don't want to lose Shannon and be stuck with Jawan and Sage, two of the Uli outsiders. That's not good for us. Why not cut Jawan? If we go to tribal again, Jason wouldn't be a threat, and we could work on just keeping our numbers until the merge. Because in theory, too, they would have Alex with Sophie, because Sophie was very honest about her relationship with Alex to Savannah. So it's not like they're wondering what's going to happen with Alex.
Right. Even though Sophie wanted to get Alex out.
Which, yeah, I can't blame Sophie, bro. If your tribe loses everything and like when there's 4 people, someone gets medevaced and someone else has the idol, like Sophie was kind of put in an unwinnable spot there. I won't lie.
It was a tough spot, but remember, Sophie was the only one who came out of that, even though Alex had an idol. She still was the only one who came out of that without a vote, which I think is pretty impressive.
But the only thing, Jay, is that Jawan realized that, and then this episode, Matt was like, if you're really on the bottom, which you say you are, and Jawan's like, yeah, I am. He's like, then come on my side unless we can make a move against Nate. And Jawan did not heed that. And I thought this was a very bad episode for Jawan because it felt very ironic. Just the way everything was structured, even though Matt was technically the messier player, and I don't blame Jawan for doing what he did. It's just the way he got there that was shown to us. Nothing he did explicitly wrong. It's just how the edit's been going for him. I just don't see him.
Had Jawan taken that deal, Matt would have been the villain of the season to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the plan would have been awesome to do. I was hoping for it.
It would be a big blindside to get out Nate, but I think the night that Nate does go home, it needs to be a blindside.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty integrated in his tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jawan didn't know until very late that they were splitting. Even then, I think Jawan sticks and votes out Matt no matter what. And I see Mergatory personally, him or MC or Sage or even Shannon or even Sophie at this point. I don't know. Moving along to a player that we have like just a little bit more to talk about because this was an interesting episode. We have Sage now.
We both ranked Sage at 9. Interesting.
Sage? Yeah.
Yeah, well, Sage definitely deserved an increase. I mean, it's not by much, but we did get to see a lot more, and that's what we like to see on Survivor Stockwatch.
I mean, Sage is now at the top of my the people I think have no chance. It all goes up after Sage. I think everyone from Sage below isn't winning Survivor no matter what. And so now the question is, what is Sage's ceiling? Because I think she's been proving that she has more. I see Mergatory as well with Jawan and MC. I see her getting an early exit because she hasn't had her footing. But Steven says that he likes Sage a lot more than Shannon. And she's very observant on how Shannon's talking to people. And I think she could slay the dragon.
I think she could. I see Sage as someone who votes out Shannon also and would flip. But to what extent do they start coming after her? And by they, I mean like Nate, Rizzo, Juwan, and Savannah. When do they start coming after Sage for flipping?
I mean, like, I don't know. I think once the merge happens and once the side warfare comes to an end and it doesn't matter anymore, I think that's what we're gearing up for. I think it's going to be a tale of different chapters. Right now, we're still in the preparing for war, and the first like 2 episodes of the merge will be side v side. We're gonna get a lot of the Hina v Uli. It's just after that, I see a reset happening. I see people working with people we wouldn't expect, because I think that's how you get a really strategic season that we've been talking about. Kind of like, again, Survivor 47, with how those dynamics played out the entire time.
But I want to see this differ from Survivor 47.
Me too.
Survivor 48. I don't want to see the strategy only coming from one group of people. I want to see it coming from everybody. It was really hard last season to see strategy from anyone outside of like the Joe and Eva alliance and the Camilla and Kyle alliance.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard to see anything outside of that.
But we've been getting more and more as time goes on from Sage, and it feels more significant than Chrissy, Charity, Mary, and Mitch, you know? So maybe that's a sign for the better. Maybe some things are going to happen that we're not expecting. It's hard to say, realistically.
She's right in the middle. It's a tough spot because you don't know what her trajectory could be for the future. Does Hina take him in, or does Uli take her out?
That's not the middle, actually. It's a little below, but
okay.
But it's still way better than any of Sage's earlier placements. It's her first time in the single digits.
Yeah, well, she's a tough player to figure out where she's going to be spotted.
Yeah, and if the season's anything like 47, we're in for a good one. Amen. And I don't just mean like it plays like 47. It's just the structure is way more fluid, because 48 was more rigid and 47 felt more it had more flow to it. I don't know. That's what happens when you have Andy and Genevieve and Teeny and Rachel and Sam. Goated final 5, by the way, or final 6, maybe the best ever. Speaking of the best, welcome back, South Pacific coach. We have Shannon. We have a number 10. That's a little low.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to survive. I don't know why she's not lower, but honestly, I don't think she's going to survive her next tribal. If they go to tribal council, Shannon is gone. I don't think there's really any saving Shannon.
I mean,
there's no idol to be found. Shannon's going to be in a spot where she's going to get eliminated. She will get voted out next if she goes to that tribal. She had a really bad episode this episode.
I mean, I don't know what to think about it. I think Josh is gone. Not really, but she still has a 1% chance for me. I don't want to count Shannon out because I had so much hope for her as a player at the start of the season, because I thought that she had a lot more going on than we were seeing, and I was a little correct. You know, I don't think people saw Shannon being this crazy social threat episode 1, but you know, I'm just that guy.
I think I said this in a previous episode, Will. I think Shannon is, to me, going to be the bigger or biggest name that goes home before the merge.
Yeah. She's like the Thomas or Bianca of 49 for sure. Like, no offense to Jeremiah, Nicole, Annie, and Jake, and now Matt, but like
But Shannon, no, I mean, like, when you look at it, Shannon, out of all of those names, is in the best position out of all of them.
Yeah.
If Shannon was on the other tribe, Shannon would be making a deep run in this game.
I think I think Hina just loses another challenge. I think Jason goes, and then we're at final 12.
Hmm.
You know, then we get the Mergatory. I think it's possible, and I think that no matter what, that if Shannon can make it to like final 10, final 9, I think she makes a really deep run. You not miss Rizzo, Diana. Rizzo's coming up. Don't you worry. We're still on Shannon. We're not even close. But I thought this was still a really cool episode though for a player. I thought, let's see a player who is very transparently working everyone, a player who's a little, say what you will. Maybe she thinks she's genuine, but you can't be everyone's best friend on Survivor.
Agreed.
And to pretend like you are is scary to some people.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree, Jay. I felt like I was clocking this on episode 1. I mean, Savannah did it too. It's just it comes off as Shannon is trying to be this player that everyone needs, but you can't do that in a way anymore that is publicized to everyone, because if everyone's seeing this at the same time, it might not be everyone's vibe. And I think again, it's these tribe swap things, right? We had Matt who came onto a tribe swap and started spewing information that he probably should not have spewed to an enemy tribe that is already made. This isn't like, the marooning. This isn't new players who've never talked or never spoken to each other. That's ammunition that you're essentially giving to get yourself voted out. Shannon here, It's the same thing. Knowing the vibe, maybe the vibe of the tribe that you came from isn't the same vibe as the one that you're going into. It's not going to work for everyone. And I don't know. I felt like it was a little too much.
I just think that we're getting a bait and switch. I think it's trying to set up that if the tribe goes to tribal again, then Shannon's going to be the clear-cut person voted out because it's so stacked against her. And for that reason, they don't lose the challenge. Shannon spared another tribal, and we're like, how is Shannon still in the game? And we see Jason get voted out, or Jawan. Jawan going is peak timeline.
You have some crackpot theories. There are no way that they're going to vote out Jawan over Jason or Sophie. There's no way.
I think they vote.
I think
they vote
Jawan
Sophie.
Is
No, they keep Sophie over Jawan any day.
Oh yeah, but in this next tribal council, Jawan is 1,000% safe. 1,000. There's no way. There's no way, because what would happen is, I mean, let's assume that Sophie hasn't said anything about the idol, or maybe Sophie is lying about the idol. If you were to vote out Jawan, then you're in a 3-2 scenario that could really shift things. If something were to happen, let's say a journey happens next episode, right? What now?
Yeah.
It really shifts everything. And what if it's Jason or Sophie who goes?
Well,
now you're screwed. You can't vote out Jawan. It's too soon.
I don't know. I think that there's only one more tribal realistically until the merge. And so I think they know that too. I think they're anticipating it. And so they're not going to care what the tribe numbers will be, because I would still bank on Sophie being in with Uli, because Sophie needs allies long term. Mm-hmm. And like, as cool as Jason could be for Sophie and how Sophie could flip flop, that would just do nothing but piss off the other Ulis, you know, and she would be stuck with Hina, a tribe she doesn't know anything about except for Jason and Matt and Alex. And so I think Sophie clearly sticks with Uli no matter what, and I think Savannah would recognize that.
Let me put it this way. Let's say you're on a tribe right here, like this new Hina tribe. Why you vote out Jawan when you can keep the person that you know is untrustworthy, know that he's untrustworthy? You're not going to work with him because you're going to know they're untrustworthy. Why wouldn't you keep them? You still have the numbers. If you were to vote out Sophie next, you have 3 versus 1. Take out Juwan with Nate, Savannah, and Rizzo. Done.
I think you do that because you want to lower the expectations of it being a tribe. I think you cut an Uli off rip. And Uli goes, and Hina goes. That way, the illusion of there not being sides goes into place.
But
It's
we want there to be sides. That's the thing. They've made it very clear that they're going to pick sides.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like a player would want inroads somewhere. They're going to want to go to Hina, and a player's going to want to be like, hey, I'm not locked in, because if a player stays locked in with their main alliance, then they get to Final 6, Final 5, and that's it, you know? And everyone's playing to win.
I agree.
So I don't know. I think it can go either which way.
It could. It could go any way. Will.
And I think Shannon could still win the next challenge and be safe. I guarantee it.
Well,
I see to it.
We'll see.
I hope I'm not wrong. Next up, by the way, we have Mr. Alex, who at 7th is a little insane. I won't lie.
Well, I don't know where he is now. He's still at the bottom of that Hina tribe, but nobody said that they wanted to work with Alex.
Yeah.
We really didn't get much from it, and that's what made me not feel good. Sophie has way more security than Alex, and it's just, again, another testament to Sophie's game. Sophie knows how to keep herself off the radar. So I really like Sophie's trajectory, but I mean, Alex is really, really hard to predict.
I think what could happen, and I could be wrong, is Alex has been a lost little lamb. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, there's only been one tribal for Alex. I think
looking back, actually, that's a good point. Looking back, if Alex did a rewind, do you think Alex should have voted out, knowing what he knew now? Do you think he should have voted out Jake and kept Annie? Because Annie wanted to work with her, but I still feel like Annie's messy. I think Annie was very messy.
I mean, no matter what, if you know someone is going to get medevaced, then I think you should just vote them out. That way they don't have to get medevaced.
Mm-hmm.
If Alex knows, like, going what he knows now, obviously. But no, I think what could happen is there's a little bit of guessing and a little bit of copium going on. I think this was just Alex's cooldown episode, because Alex has been having the edit a little strong. Similar to Sophie as well, but Sophie's even more out of the way.
Sophie's never tribal. Sophie is not on a break.
Yeah, exactly. And so this, Alex had a break from tribal. Alex is getting a break from the spotlight.
Sophie's looking like a Kenzie gameplay at this point.
Like Denise gameplay.
Kind of just like every single tribal just going right into it.
Hey, you got to credit Denise Stapley. Shout out Survivor Philippines. One of my favorites. I love the Dark Ages.
Every single tribal is crazy.
And it's either going to be Sage or Shannon who goes home, and they're going to see a Hina. Yeah. I see
it is, but I think it's going to be Shannon. If they go to tribal, I think it's going to be Shannon. There's nothing that gives me any inclination that Sage is going to be voted out next. People want to work with.
It is curious, though, how, like, the Hinas didn't really talk about Alex at all. Like, Alex was just kind of on his own. I think, again, if he survives the challenge, right, if they don't go to tribal again, which I kind of doubt, because the storylines outside of Shannon being a massive threat are pretty underdeveloped, then I think Alex will get to the merge, and it's a new ball game for Alex at that point, I think, personally. But again, it's hard to say because Alex didn't get much this episode.
He didn't. But he won. I feel like Alex is happy to have the night off.
Yeah.
Finally, night off.
It was a cool down episode. That's what I think. And I think next episode, like, if he does go to tribal, then it's gonna be like I've been working hard, these business transactions I've been dealing with. It's like I'm politicking down in DC. What does Alex do? Isn't he a lawyer?
I don't know. I don't remember what his occupation was.
Oh, political communications director. It's something political.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what's going on. But and we're gonna get that montage of him, like, I don't know. I think he supports a strong woman. Does that mean he works with Sage and Shannon?
Well, we haven't seen anything. I'm surprised why we haven't. I don't know where he's lasting. Alex really didn't have a big episode, so I don't really have much to say.
Well, yeah, it's a cool down.
Wasn't a strong episode for Alex.
I think it was good enough for Alex. It's like eating McDonald's for dinner. That's what this episode was. It's good every once in a while. Sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and let the wine pour out of the cork. You know what, Josh? I know you don't want to talk about Alex anymore, so I got you a treat. You have the floor, my friend, on MC's gameplay and why she's at number 4.
Because she's like the one to beat. Because MC is quite.
MC's winning.
You know, I'm not saying that MC's winning. I think that MC is the one to beat. I think she's going to be the big player that everyone's going to try and take out, but will be the one taken out right before the finals. Like, MC will be the equivalent to the Maria of 46, somebody who is just so strong at the end, but everyone's like, we have to take out MC or she's going to win. MC's likable. MC has shown to me in every single immunity competition that she is a pivotal member of this tribe. She can win immunities. She could do things for her tribe. She's shown it this episode once again. And not only that, MC has no vote. But she has a good one. She doesn't need a vote. She hasn't cast a vote yet. MC, yeah. We're at 13 people left. MC has not cast a single vote.
Hey, just like
impressive.
Just like the guy from Ghost Island, Chris Noble. He won the whole game without casting a vote.
Like,
we saw how it ended for him.
You don't need to cast a vote.
No. I mean, it's so hard to say. I think the reason why I give you so much flack isn't because I don't see it with MC. I think MC has the chops 100%. Like, I agree with all you're saying. And she is very strong in the challenges. It's just, if she was the winner, I think she would just be highlighted more. And I think the Hina tribe wouldn't be the loser tribe. Or not the loser tribe, the insignificant tribe.
The under-edited tribe.
Yeah. It's kind of the problem with ranking everything, because it's following the same pitfalls that 48 had, because like Siva was still rather underdeveloped for a little bit because everything had to revolve around the green tribe, which I forgot the name of.
Siga. No, not
Siga.
Wrong season.
Siga was under edited though.
Was
Siga,
it Siva? Was it Siva?
No, Siva was orange. Who knows? I mean, yeah, Rachel had but I think she still had moments. And she had character moments. MC still hasn't really popped out as a personality yet. Everything we've gotten has just been Vula. There we go.
Oh, man, that was such a tough tribe to watch. The iconic are you both gonna stop fighting conversation at tribal?
Bring back Cedric from 50, man. I'm down. But like, I think Rachel had things going on for her, especially in the premiere, and then she had the Rice moment. Like, she got bits and pieces each time.
What? You don't think the MC Idol Beware advantage moment?
I think that's situational. I think it matters in the story, but because it's forced to matter. If something happens that dictates a tribal council, then they have to show it. If they show something for the sake of showing it, that's a huge clue for a winner edit, right? Like, they realistically didn't need to show Rachel's Rice moment. As great of a moment as it was, and as cool as it was, there are probably 30 more important things that happened at a camp, you know? But instead they showed the Rice.
I see what you're saying.
And I feel like they're not it's not that they will always show everything. I also think of
seen MC's Rice moment then. Just wait.
It's possible. It is. It's just I want to see more from MC, and I'm hopeful. I really just hope that she doesn't get the edit of like the strong player who gets sniped really early on, and because of that, just doesn't get much content. Because I don't want the Hina people to like watch. I'm now paranoid because of Steven. I don't want Hina or anyone to watch this podcast and me being like, we need to see more from MC, and thinking that it's an indictment on them as the player.
It's not.
We're talking to the editors. That's who we talk to.
Well, that's what Stockwatch is. We just
Yeah.
predict the edit that's being projected in front of us. Like,
Yeah.
we can only see what the episode will show for every 3 days, 2 days. Well, in this instant, it's actually been. I've done the math. I think it's equivalent to 1.5 to 1.75 days on average where a player is eliminated so far, because this tribal council was on day 8. Day 8 is pretty soon to have 5 people eliminated.
Yeah.
So that's pretty quick for Survivor. Usually that's like about a day, 2 days early for when tribal council is.
Back in my day, it was 3 days. But
yeah, no, this season might be cut quick. I don't know how they're going to extend it. At some point, they're gonna give the tribe more days off. I don't know how they stay on schedule, because that's what Jeff said. Jeff said that at the tribe swap, he said we had in mind that there was going to be a tribe swap, but Jake's medevac expedited this to happen.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why they had the challenge set up.
So they have to figure out a way to slow things down. I don't know what they're going to do, but hopefully the cast gets another day off, gets a day to rest.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just slowly stagger things more and more. It's not like, I mean, I don't know the production side of things. It's not like they have to keep things like there just for a certain select day. I think they just set up the challenge and they just give them an extra day. Maybe be like, hey, there's no challenge today. Enjoy your day off. You know, have fun. Survivor's fun. Apply. And then the next day, rest day reward. I mean, I think it'll just get lost and covered up just with how Survivor's edited, because it's not like we see everything all the time anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, is there anything left to say about MC?
No, I got nothing.
Yeah, you got nothing?
I got nothing.
MCs will rise. And when that happens, if MC wins, by the way, because I'm not saying it's not possible.
I'm just saying, Will, keep an eye on MC.
If MC wins, then you're gonna disappear.
Just keep an eye on MC. That's all I'm saying. Keep an eye.
We're unspoiled, by the way. Anywho, we now have Steven, who I've been liking more and more as time goes on. I like Steven a lot. I don't know why. He just seems like an overall like strong player, like the kind of guy you would just want on every season. Like, he's not in the full control of the narrative. He's not like the biggest, strongest threat, but he's a good presence on the insignificant tribe.
The edit for Steven's been really staying flatlined. I guess that's what I would keep it. I felt like Steven had a really strong start. Steven had way more confessionals, but the confessionals that I'm hearing from Steven that the editors are showing us are only giving us what Steven thinks about certain scenarios. It doesn't show us things that Steven is orchestrating himself, like moves or strategies that he's acting on. And I wish they would show more of that. Because I feel like we're made to believe that Steven is going to be this big character on this Hina alliance, but I'm not getting much of any of this duo. I want to know more about Steven and MC, and I'm not getting enough. I'm not getting enough, Will. I need more satisfaction with that.
I mean, I disagree. I think the part of the problem is that Hina's just been on a big winning streak. And maybe there's just not much going on. Maybe what Hina's doing right now is just kind of the same kumbaya things that Uli's doing, right? And maybe Uli is getting the upper hand early on in the tribe warfare. And, so Uli takes a shot at Matt. They probably vote out Jason soon after. and then maybe like MC goes or Christina goes or someone close to Steven goes. And that causes Steven to be even more under the radar. But like the first episode, he's like, I need to play the game. And he gets an immediate montage where he's talking to Matt, he's talking to Jason, he's talking to MC. Right. And
Right.
I think he's always been proactive. And he very early on, he was like, I like Sage a lot because Sage is very weird and I like weird people. And he's like, I like Shannon. And then later on in the episode, he's like, Shannon's becoming a threat. And I think that is a fair confessional to make when you have yet to go to tribal council whatsoever.
Mm.
But I think no matter what, if he goes to tribal council, I think Steven should be fine.
Okay.
Unless something truly crazy happens.
Interesting. That's a good take. I just, again, we're getting to this point in the Survivor game where, you know, the tribe that keeps winning, there's not much to talk about, especially those players who aren't going to tribal. There's just not much because we don't get that last 30 minutes of them strategizing and showing us where those dynamics are. So right now, it's really hard to predict Steven's vote out.
Yeah. But that said, he still has the problems that all of Hina has. I still like his odds. I still like his chances. And if nothing else, I think it's just healthy to have representation from all three tribes in the top 5, just in case. Because I totally see Hina having a slow burn at it, right? Like they start out really quietly, but as time goes on, they become stronger and stronger. That's how I think Siga was for a good while. I thought Siga had a nothing burger of an edit, and then over time, Charlie and Ben became bigger characters, and Maria as well. So I don't know. I'm not writing out Steven at all. And Final Five being Steven, Rizzo, Nate, Savannah, and Sophie. I mean, I see it just because they're the top 5 biggest players, or they had the biggest edits. That's just a fair thing to say. And who knows? I just hope that it's not an Uli domination front to back. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Speaking of Uli domination, we now go to Nate, who you have at number 6. You have him a little lower.
I see Nate as having a really good social game, and I think that Nate is somebody who will be seen later down the line as someone who can articulate their game very well. I don't think that people are going to have an easy chance with Nate sitting in the end. And Nate is in a really, really good spot. I think at some point people are going to have to weigh the options of who they sit next to. And I think Nate is going to be someone who gets cut just short as of right now. Nate's slowly climbing up the ladder for me, as we're seeing multiple instances where Nate is keeping his word with what he said. So I just have to continue to see the trajectory. But right now, Nate is slowly climbing up.
Yeah, I think Nate, this episode has been the same Nate we've had for a while, even though he's went to tribal and he has more of a fiery side, telling Matt to kick rocks. Poor Matt. He's just trying to survive Nate. I wouldn't tell him to kick rocks, but I think Nate is still in a very solid position. I think, you know, when Uli finally loses a battle and they start losing numbers, and I don't mean Jawan or Sage, I mean like actual Uli core people.
Yeah.
I don't think Nate goes first. I think Nate will always be solidified because I think he has good connections after everyone else. And I don't mind Matt targeting Nate for that reason. I think if I was Matt and I knew everything, I would target Savannah 100%, even though it'd be very foolish because Sophie and Savannah got really close. But this was a bad episode for Nate because he was upset.
That was a good thing. Actually, no, I'd like to go on top of that with you, Jay. I think that's a really good point that you make, because I will say that if anything, this episode showed how emotional of a player Nate is. I feel like when it came down to Nate kind of questioning Matt, he showed a lot of emotion with with the way that he spoke. And this was the first time that Nate's name came out. I think this is just speculation, my assumption that Nate is the type of person that is, if you say my name, you're going to go home. And
Yeah.
it's not necessarily the most strategic way of thinking. I think another thing was when Nate started saying, we've already taken in Sophie. You've completely told a whole other person that if you were to flip, if you didn't get out Jason and you didn't cut the loose end, then that person's going to just tell everybody what it is. You weren't as secretive. And I think, people do like to cover up some things. They like to, withhold information. And I think that was a pretty big leak at Tribal Council.
I think Nate's take on the matter, though, is that it just doesn't. I think it doesn't matter because I think it's kind of obvious, anyways, with how the numbers were shaken out. Because if you're Jason, right, and the entire tribe is against you and your ally, anyways, and you're not getting told the plan, and Jason's already playing so defensively, and Matt threw out Nate's name, it's like, what can Nate do to really save face anyways? Jason has shown he's not going to even try to work with Uli. Matt is targeting you. At a certain point, just be like, Sophie, you are 100% with us, and I'm letting you know that right now. And I think Savannah and Rizzo side-eyeing is less about Nate and more of just a trend I've noticed with Savannah and Rizzo this episode that we'll get to when we get to it. But that's all I really have to say about Nate. I think
here, it was a big episode for Nate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, this is like the tough part because like I'm getting into this part of the season where I want to move people up, but I just don't know where their trajectory is going to go. Even if they go to Tribal, I think with Nate specifically, I think he's surrounded himself in a really good alliance, but I just don't see him being taken over others. I think in instances they've stated that Jawan's on the outside and that Savannah and Rizzo are possibly closer to each other. Mm-hmm. So I think that they take each other rather than they take Nate or Jawan.
100%, but I hope Nate isn't 100% ride or die with Ulis. I hope he has some strategic sense to be able to stab Riz God in the back if push comes to shove.
The Riz God.
That's the Riz God. Curious about the Riz God?
A little
Do we
bit.
want to talk? You want to talk about the Riz God?
Is it Riz time?
It's time.
It's time to talk about the Riz.
Where's Diana? We're talking about your boy. This was a bad episode for Rizzo, I think. This was really bad, I think. Personally, if you ask me.
I think the really big flip up was why wasn't he immediately looking for the idol? You don't have a vote.
Yeah.
I would assume that you would remember that you don't have a vote. So I think what really put me down a little bit was the fact that it had to be found by Savannah, but I did move Rizzo up because getting an idol is still pretty big in this game.
It's big. It's fun to have, but in this day and age, I think idols have gotten weaker just because there's so many of them and people do misplay them now, and that's part of the challenge. The ghost of Survivor 46 will live on no matter what, even if it gets referenced in future Survivor seasons. But my thing with Rizzo is that this was a villainous episode to him.
Oh.
This was pretty villainous, I think. I think Rizzo was seen laughing and, being a little sneaky with how he was talking about a lot of the people in Hina, when I think Rizzo ultimately hasn't really done much in the game so far. I think he was a part of the plan to vote out Matt, but that was an Uli thing. He had the numbers anyways. He didn't even find his own idol, or didn't find part of it. And I mean, yeah, Rizzo was chill. I
That's
just
not
think
bad. It shows that you're not eager to find the idol. I actually that might not put a big threat on you. That's a good point.
I just noticed that between the lines, he's seen often like giving side eye or being snarky with Savannah, and that makes me a little worried about his edit and his perception and whether or not he's a hero or villain. Because I thought Rizzo was going to be a hero early on.
Oh,
I thought he was going for a heroic streak, but
the Riz God, the hero.
RIZGOD, baby. But no, this was a fine episode. After when it was all said and done, I moved him down just because he didn't have as much agency as I wanted to have.
I hear you. But I moved him up because
Yeah.
that idol, gotta keep that in mind.
But everyone knows he has the idol now.
It's still an idol. It's still an idol. I don't care. I'll take everyone knowing I have an idol than no idol at all.
And Jawan, if Jawan feels like he's on the bottom, he can leak that to Hina.
Please use it on me, Rizzo.
Just stand up in the middle of the tribal. Rizzo, I know you have the idol, please.
Please, I'm begging you. Begging.
That's a good survivor strategy. If your alliance that you're on the bottom
Please.
of finds an idol, just
Play
stand up
it for
in
me.
tribal. Be like, please.
Play it.
And then if
it
they
right
don't,
now.
you just take them down with you. Like, damn, I thought you were loyal.
And
What
I'm playing
happened?
my shot in the dark.
now I'm playing this. Thank you. But yeah, no. I like Rizzo still. I think no matter what, if he's giving us a villain, then he's giving us a villain. And someone a break from the kumbaya, even if it's against Hina, who did nothing wrong, I think. Anything else to say about Rizzo? Diana, do you have a comment about Rizzo? About how great Rizzo played this episode and how great Rizzo is as a player? Never been a Riz God before in Survivor. It took us 25 years. We finally got it. This is what America has been wanting.
The Riz God.
It's Riz God October, baby.
Westchester represent. There you go. Shout out Westchester, New York.
Shout out. I've never been. Is it fun? Should I go? Should I visit?
No, it's not. It's just Westchester County.
Bah.
It's only a highway to the city.
I mean, I've been on worse highways to cities. You don't know where I've been. Anywho, we're gonna move right along. We only have 2 people left. Next up, we have Sophie. Big jump, I know.
Finally see the light. You see the
Didn't
light.
Okay.
You see the light.
Okay. I thought I had Sophie a lot higher going into this episode. I won't lie.
Wow. Sophie at 7.
Okay, Sophie had a bad last episode. I don't want to hear it.
Second overall in total confessionals. Sophie zero votes. 0 votes
again,
cast against every tribal council. I'm looking at Denise 2.0. Like
again, like I disagreed ever. I had her number 2 early on, and then what? Number 4, only 7 last episode because she went into the episode wanting 2 allies in the game and wanting Alex out, and then ended the game with those 2 allies gone and Alex in the game. Yeah. I don't think you can blame me. By the way,
I hear you. But for this incident, I mean, Sophie's one of our strongest players. I think she is the strongest player in the game.
Only concern is this was too good of an episode because everyone and their grandmother spoke very highly of Sophie this episode. Everyone loved Sophie. Everyone wanted to work with her. Absolutely no blood in her hands.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's a really good episode for Sophie. But the reason why I pushed her back is because I think she's being brought into an alliance that she is going to be overwhelmed with numbers. They will choose Savannah over Sophie any day. And I think when it comes down to it, if there are more players that are going to the end that are going to be able to vote for somebody, I think they're more inclined to vote for Savannah with all those Ulis than it would be.
Yeah.
To vote.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think Sophie wants to go to the end with Savannah though. I think Sophie wants to go to the end with two players she could beat. I think Sophie still is playing the game very strategically. It's just right now what Sophie needs is like longevity and long-term allies. And so that's why I'm suggesting that there will be a break between the side warfare, and that it's not going to be the same throughout the entire season, because that is how Sophie wins. If it stays as the side warfare, then Sophie will always get 6th place no matter what.
I hear you.
So, better question is, who does Savannah want to work with?
I think Savannah wants to work with Sophie.
Also, hi Gemini. Real quick.
There was
Gemini.
actually, I think there was a pre-game interview that she had on the island where she mentioned that someone that fit Sophie's description, I think she also said initials SB, that she really, really wanted to work with Sophie. She said that pre-game. So I think Savannah has always been interested in working with Sophie. And I mean, you can look it up. I think that video's either on Instagram for CBS. It's one of Savannah's pre-game questions that she was asked.
Even then too, I mean, Savannah, even in the episode, was like, Sophie is someone that reminds me of home. Like, no matter what, you're going to want to connect to the people you like and the people that reminds you of home. And that's what Sophie was for Savannah. And I think I see that like triumphing and taking over the Uli core, right? I don't think she turns her back on Nate and Rizzo for Sophie, but I think there will come a time where Savannah and Sophie as a duo becomes more important and prominent than the collective Uli four.
I hear you.
I also think that because of the Shannon of it all, because it's not like Shannon's going to get replaced with Jawan. But I don't know. I think Sophie needs a cooldown episode soon. It's just hard for her to ever get one. I don't think she'll get one until like early merge. I just hope she doesn't get sniped. I hope she has more longevity, because it's still looking. She's still a little. I don't want to say frail.
She's strong. She's a strong player, but I think Sophie is the player this season that people want to throw us off with. Like Sophie is our Joe. Sophie is our Eva. Like those bigger players that you want them to win. They look like a clear contender, but they're not the winner.
Yeah, the decoy.
I think Sophie is our season 49 decoy.
Like the Chris Devins of it all, I think is the most apt way to put it.
Don't bring up my favorite player like that. Oh.
Rick sorry for comparing the person you've been like saying is the winner.
Rick Devins, I'm telling you right now, Rick Devins is going to be my winner pick all season.
Really?
Rick Devins. He's going to be number 1, and I'm never taking him down unless Rick Devins does something really, 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 really stupid.
My number 1 is
he's going to be my top spot until Rick Devins proves me that he isn't a winner. He's going to be the winner unless he proves it to me that he's not.
But then again, I still see Sophie being able to win. As of right now, it's hard to say. My only fear is I totally see her in a world getting sniped. That's my only fear. She's not snipe proof.
Well, Sophie has by far the best resume in the game.
Exactly.
I don't think anybody comes close.
Exactly. And she's a bigger threat than everyone else right now.
Agreed, but nobody realizes it yet, which is insane.
But they will. I think Steven will pick up on it. I think Steven's going to see Sophie really close with Savannah and be like, dude, Sophie's a threat. That's my prediction.
We gotta take her out. She jumped.
Take her out. He's gonna go to MC, like, MC, bro. We gotta
play the idol.
We can play the idol. MC gonna be like, got it. And then bam.
All I keep hearing
MC Christina Final 3.
Yeah.
You don't see it? I see it.
I see it.
Anywho, is it time for our number 1?
Sure. Let's do it. Oof.
It's hard.
1, 2. Just like that.
Oh, wait, hold on. Play the graphic. We got to play the...
What's the crackpot?
Final 3 of Steven, MC, and Christina.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, not at all. That is
I see
happening.
You're saying Savannah number 1 is not crackpot?
That is just as good as saying that Sophie, Jason, and Sage all make the final 3.
You just never know.
It's not happening. It's
You
not
just never know, is what I'll say.
The reason why I picked Savannah is because I still feel that Savannah is this driving force of this alliance. And they are continuing to show us that this alliance is set up for success. Just in terms of confessionals, we have every single person who's on this tribe has at least 10 or more confessionals on this season. There's a lot more people that are in the majority on the other tribe who are non-existent. By far, we're being shown that this Uli 4 is a dominant force in this game with the addition of Sophie. But like I said before, the reason why I have to differentiate Sophie's game from Savannah's game is Savannah has the jury votes to back up Savannah's game. I mean, when you send home a Nate or a Rizzo or a Jawan, those are people that are more inclined to vote for you if they can respect your game. You had all this time to develop those connections. And just when it comes to Sophie, pretty much all your jury votes got voted out at the beginning of the game. And you have to work with these other people or try and sway them your way from the connections that they've already built. So I think right now, if we were to have this final 3, Sophie, Rizzo, Savannah, I think it's honestly, I really don't see a 0 vote finalist. I think we finally don't get the 0 vote finalist. I think everybody gets a vote.
Yeah, for the first time in New Era.
Yeah, I think everybody will get after 9 seasons. It took 9 seasons for every single person to get a vote at Final Tribal,
which is kind of insane if you ask me personally.
I think New Era has significantly cursed that 3rd spot.
Well, no. Last season was a 4-3-1.
No, I know, but like it's just to me more and more as the seasons progress, just having a 3rd seat in the Final Tribal, just it's hard to watch.
More of like instead of a 5-2-1, like a 3-2-2 or 4-2-2 kind of.
I just want to see like a final 2.
Yeah,
I want to see another final 2 again. But
my only fear with Savannah is that I think even more than Sophie, because Sophie, you kind of have to show her in a good light no matter what, because she's going to tribal all the time. She has a sympathetic storyline. She's playing the game really well. There's nothing you can do to hide that. Savannah feels more on the nose as a winner edit, and it feels just too good, too much, too good of everything. Everything right now is going perfectly for Savannah in terms of just how the edit is portraying everything. This was the first time Savannah didn't really get her way, though. She, in a confessional, said she wanted Jason gone and Matt went. That is a little strange, and I think why I gave the edge to Sophie over Savannah this episode.
Okay.
But her dropping by 1 isn't me changing much of my opinions on Savannah the player. We know Savannah the player. She's been everyone's top of the list, like the default gold standard. This is the edit you want when you go on Survivor. Like this is it. This is perfect. This is progress right here.
This is it.
It doesn't get better than this, Savannah.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It probably will.
But that's why I ranked her. I think, and I also think Savannah's in everyone's ears. I think she really has made it known that she wants to implant those seeds into people's heads, and she's very good at it. She is very good at it.
Oh yeah. And I'm very excited to see Savannah work a merge. Right now it's kind of like it's not as impressive to me because it's like you're fooling Matt. You kind of got swapped into a tribe with your entire alliance and power structure, and Sophie, who is willing to join any alliance right now. Like, this was a very lucky swap for Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that to diminish her whatsoever. I'm just excited to see Savannah like full on. Like, I want to see Savannah against Steven and how that works out.
Okay.
Well, who knows?
It's Savannah versus Steven. It's an interesting one.
Steven. Anywho, Mr. Josh, I think that might be it for the current stocks. Is there any stones we left unturned? Any rocks to maneuver?
No, just the buy low, sell highs for this week. I think what I would state would be like a buy low. Would you consider Sage a buy low? I think
Yes.
Sage had a really good episode. Now's the time to strike. But I wouldn't say that has a very high ceiling, but it could pay off really big.
Yeah.
Another buy low. I don't know. Sage would be my big one for this, but then I get to like maybe a Sophie or a Christina on the Hina.
I think they need more movement. They need not worth. Worth is such a crazy thing to say, but like they need more value in their stocks. I would still say MC because I think she has untapped potential. I think only you see it. Because I think MC can make a deeper run. I see Final Six.
I see MC's going to make a deep run. We just haven't seen it yet. But I see the people that you got to sell high right now, Jason and Shannon.
Shannon especially. Shannon had more, like, Shannon had time in the top spot. Like, I had Shannon number 2, episode 2.
Yeah. Shannon's definitely the one that you got to worry about for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
I'm just saying, if you invested in Shannon stock, you might not have a house come next quarter. You might have lost it.
Oh man.
The bank took it away. Such is the case, if you ask me. Anywho, Josh, I can't take it anymore. Josh, any closing remarks now? Maybe less Stockwatch related, but just more just talk to the people. Any major events happening in your life?
No, nothing really. Right now, I'm just paying attention to those stocks. We're ready to go. I'm ready for next week. I'm hoping we can get a shakeup, but I'm still predicting that this tribe is going to go to tribal again. Yeah. And we have to see those dynamics shifted just a little bit more.
But no matter what, I feel like this has been a very like weird pre-merge. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm holding out hope. I think Survivor 49 has a lot of potential to it, and I think we're all getting PTSD because it's a side v side warfare where there's a clear winner. I think Uli's going to take it, but I think what happens next is more important. And thank you so much, Jay, and to the viewers as well. It's always been fun talking to y'all. Because who else do we talk to? I don't like talking to Josh.
We talk to ourselves.
Exactly. And who can remind me to play the crackpot theory?
Oh. Well, thanks, Gemini.
That's what we have Gemini on Stockwatch. Anywho, we'll see y'all next week. Same time, same place. Peace. Bye-bye.